Welcome back to the R3 approach. Let's do some good work. Okay, here we go. In the R3 approach, remember, we like to deal in facts and realities about genuinely improving at the game. And if we're genuinely improving it, it has to do with how it is we're directing our thoughts and actions in terms of what it is we're working on and how it is we're going to go about developing the movements, the positions, and the things that we want going on in our golf swing. And component number 4 in the R3 approach, the 8 facets of physically working on our golf swing, covers the gamut in terms of the things that we want to be directing our thoughts and actions toward. And then component number 5 in the R3 approach, the 4 types of practicing, indicates for us how it is that we can more effectively develop the right intent and the right purpose in terms of our practicing efforts. In this video, practicing indoors, this is a wonderful way to do several things actually. Improve the mechanics of our swing, feel the physical processes going on that supports those mechanics. So I'm going to let this video run. This is just a little indoor practice session with the release board and the swing guide device, which are awesome in terms of doing things that are going to be very beneficial in terms of genuinely developing our golf swing in such a way that it becomes more mechanically sound and physically athletic. So let the video run, then we'll go back and have a look at a couple of things. Okay, as you look at these movements, this is just a few seconds worth of very good practice actually done indoors. I mean, we could be doing this anywhere, anytime, whatever the weather conditions are, whatever the time of day it is, wherever you are. You might be at work even and have a minute or two to just do these movements. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on here. First off, we begin to feel the grip as we enter into that ready position. We go ahead and get our hands on that club in such a way that we're getting our grip established, and then we assume the ready position. That way we're looking at our grip, our aim, and our setup, and we go from the ready position, in which case we've established that A-frame, and then we're going to go from the ready position. We're going to turn to the set position in the swing. At this point, what we've done is we've essentially moved our left shoulder toward our right foot, which is what we want to be doing in order to create a shoulder turn. And as we're doing that, we've created or set the angle in the swing. And again, it's very good to go ahead and have a look at that, have a visual check to see where it is that we're setting that angle, how it is that we're setting the club into the plane of the swing at the set point of the swing. Right there. And notice too, when you use the release board, we understand that the release board is turning into a position in which case the club face would be square. It's also pretty neat too when we use the swing guide with the release board. The swing guide attaches to that left forearm area, which again puts us into a very square position at the top of the swing. And then the next thing that we want to begin to feel in the swing from that set position is a slight pivot into the left hip or the lead hip on the downswing. And as we bring that angle back down in front of us, again, the angle is our primary source of power in the swing. So what we want to be sensing is ourselves as we pivot into that left hip. We're just bringing that angle back down in front of us. Very important here too is the sensation that we're feeling that the angle formed in our right wrist. And again, with the swing guide, that's a very effective way to sense and feel that motion. So we just kind of get that angle to the set position in the swing, drop it down a couple of times, feeling that pivot into the left hip, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and sense and feel the actual release of our arms taking place through that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. So important to sense and feel arm release in the swing, because that's ultimately what squares the club face when we make swings. So again, thousands of repetitions is what's necessary to genuinely develop the movements we're looking for through impact. That's what I'm doing here. Again, we can hear the we have the audible feedback of the weight as it releases down there through that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. And there, what I'm doing there, actually I'm sensing a little more of an aggressive hip bump there to start that downswing, okay? Very important that when we start our downswing, we're doing it from the ground up. So instead of spinning, creating a spin move out of the top, which creates an over-the-top move, or it gets the club trapped in behind us too much, you can sense that slight hip bump there with the left hip in order to initiate the downswing. It's awesome to do. So what's going on essentially here is we're feeling mechanical positions that we're putting the club in, and physical processes that we have and use with our body in order to support the mechanical movements of the club. From a downline view, what we're interested in here, again, from the ready position, we're setting that spine angle into the A-frame, getting our grip, aim, and setup process started. And here now we're also sensing, very important, we're sensing the plane of the swing. In other words, as I take that club back to the top of the swing, again, going from the ready position to the set position, got to turn and visually check to see what's going on back in this area. Make sure that we are correctly making these movements. And we go ahead and sense that that go move taking place where, again, what's happening is we're taking that angle, the angle formed between our arms and the shaft of the club, and we're sending that angle down through a swing path that's heading in the direction of our target. In this case, it would be that door over there. Notice how that board, as I drop it down into the plane of the swing now, right there, it's dead on plane, sensing that arm rotation down through the bottom of the swing, 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock area. And as the board comes up on the other side, it's again, it stays in the plane of the swing. Interesting too, even from an upline view, same thing. Getting in the ready position, spine angle, grip. All of our grip, aim, and setup processes are taking place. Alright, now we're at the set position in the swing. What's going to happen is, again, we're going to sense and feel that ourselves pivoting. You can see here how I'm pivoting, starting the downswing, again, with that left hip bump coming toward the camera, right there. That starts the downswing. Of course, as that starts the downswing, that's what helps to drop that club into the plane of the swing. So there comes the angle through the bottom of the swing right there, right toward the camera. Feeling the arm release take place, which turns that club over. A little blurry here, sorry about that, but what's taking place here that's so good to do with the use of the swing guide on the release board, that swing guide is reattaching to my left forearm area. which is what effective release is in the golf swing. And of course that board's turned over nicely into the plane of the swing right there. Okay, a couple more important movements. I'm just feeling some good arm rotation here. Good grip, aim, and setup, of course, is going to be will have taken place, but I'm just sensing some arm rotation there where I'm turning that board over. That's where the radial leverage in our swing comes from. That's where the release of the club becomes so important. Very good to do that. Just sense it. We'll go ahead and take that same action. Go ahead and blend it right into a nice little swing here where we're again getting to that set position. Let that weight load the top of the swing right in that area. And just nicely sensing and feeling that angle. Drop down into the plane of the swing. Sense the arm rotation taking place through that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. And then one more look to finish this little practicing process up. Just one more look at the downline view. Dropping that angle into the plane of the swing. That's an awesome little practice session that took really just a few seconds. And the use of the release board and the swing guide combination is a wonderful way to do it. Okay, this is a real good example of correctly and sufficiently rehearsing movements that we want that cover both the mechanical processes we want going on in the golf swing as well as the physical processes we want going on in a golf swing that support these mechanical processes. This is a good example of correctly and sufficiently directing our thoughts and actions toward developing a mechanically sound and physically athletic golf swing movement. All right, let's keep doing good work now.